Good morning, Torrington. I'm Eric Stark.
And I'm Crystal Albers. It's Thursday, September 21st.
And you're watching Torrington Today.
Well, in yesterday's paper, you can read all about Lingle. This past weekend got a monument for veterans in town. It was a big event and a lot of pictures. Our editor went and he wrote an article about it too, so you can check that out. Also, the Craig and Susan Thomas Foundation is now in its last year. It wanted to run for a decade, helping at-risk youth and people struggling to keep their jobs due to energy declines and whatnot. And they are now in their 10th year, so they're trying to help as many people as they can before they wind down. So check out that story as well. In tomorrow's paper, the Lingle Town Council met Wednesday night and they talked about a power line was down in town due to high winds we've been having at night on occasion. We also have stories about it's National Gear Up Week up at EWC and how that's been helping kids, as well as a few other things. I think we've got one about a feedlot in Lingle I hear this morning. So just a wide array of things for you to check out.
Yeah, I feel like we're always working.
Yes.
News never sleeps.
Nope.
Well, in sports, if you haven't heard, I don't know how you wouldn't have been able to hear, but this past weekend up in Douglas, Kaylee Essert won the girls' state title for golf.
That's
and she's
impressive.
the first Torrington person, boy or girl, to win a state title. So that's a pretty good honor. And she's coming back next year.
Oh, wow.
So we'll see if she can repeat next year as well. So you can read about that in yesterday's paper. You can also read about all three Goshen County football teams. It was, whereas the week before it wasn't so good to be a Goshen County football team, this past Friday it was a pretty good Friday. All three teams won. Lingle-Fort Laramie was up in Sheridan taking on NSI, and they won by a healthy margin, to say the least. Torrington bested Newcastle on the road, and then Southeast was up in Wright, and they ended up winning in double overtime.
Wow.
That
sounds exciting.
recovered a muffed snap on the right 4-yard line with less than a minute to go in regulation to force it into overtime. And both teams scored in overtime. It went to double overtime, and Southeast got the 1-point win.
Wow.
I wish I was there, to be honest.
Yes.
For tomorrow's paper, you can read about Toby Lewis. If you haven't been following along with his adventures this summer, he's been to 5 different senior games.
Wow.
And I talked with him yesterday. He is done with competitive cycling for the summer. 5 is, I guess, all that he could fit onto his calendar this year. So you can read about how his summer finished up. I know he ended with 8 gold medals and
Wow.
3 silver medals. So it was a pretty good summer to be
I'd
Toby
say
Lewis.
so.
You can also read about EWC volleyball. They were in action at home on Tuesday against hated rival WNCC, and they got out to a hot start in the first set, but they ended up losing in 3 sets there. So you can read about that and any other sporting news you might want to read about in tomorrow's paper.
You always have it packed full. So.
I try.
All right, well, this weekend is the City of Torrington Car Show. I know that for a fact. But it sounds, and that's really, there's a few sporting events obviously going on, but...
A few.
Okay, several sporting events going on. I'll let Eric take it from there. But it sounds like the weather might not also to transition into your next thing.
We'll see how the weather pans out, but
Yeah.
As far as this week, tomorrow for football, we have Lingle, Fort Laramie will be at home for their homecoming game. They will be playing Midwest at 7, and volleyball will have a home game before that as well, so you can go and catch 2 Lingle Fort Laramie sports in one night. You could also do the same for Torrington, as tomorrow they're having Military Appreciation Night, and volleyball will be at, I think varsity starts at 5, and then football will be playing Lander at 7. So like I said, you can catch 2 sports in one night. So with 2 schools with 2 sports, you kind of got to pick and choose where you want to head, but definitely a lot of action tomorrow night.
Sounds like it.
Tonight you can head to Lingle to catch the Lady Doggers in action. They have a volleyball game this evening. So other than that, if you want to see some Goshen County sports, you're going to have to hit the road. Possibly the biggest thing of the weekend is state tennis is starting today up in Gillette, and that will be finishing up on Saturday. So if you're heading out for sports this weekend, or just enjoying the final weekends of fall, I guess, it's going to feel a lot like fall. Well, I guess the beginning of fall.
Okay.
Because it's going to start feeling a lot like fall here pretty soon.
Yeah, I think today's actually the first day of fall.
Well, today it doesn't feel like fall. Today's high is 87, but then tomorrow we're down to 77. And then over the weekend we're looking at 53 on Saturday and 52 on Sunday. So.
And some rain, right?
Yes. Tomorrow night, if you're heading to football, be sure to pack your umbrella, because we're looking at slight chances of rain tomorrow night, but you can never be too sure with sitting out for 3 hours watching high school football in the rain. So better have those umbrellas handy, just in case you need them. This weekend, though, we're looking at pretty good chances. I think it was 90% on Saturday and 60% on Sunday for rain. So cold and rainy sounds like good weather to stay inside and watch college football on Saturday and
eat some chili.
The NFL on Sunday and eat some chili and some chips and dip. So.
And hopefully the state tennis kids have a safe
drive
home from Gillette.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, Torrington. It's a busy week here, and I guess every week's a busy week these days. I'm Eric Starkey.
And I'm Crystal Albers.
And you've been watching Torrington Today.